Well, ladies and gentlemen, you already know what time it is. It is time for another episode of our weekly results and recaps from Ultra Wrestling's favorite shows, Havoc and Mercy. And it's time to tune in to Oh Shit That Happened live with Nathaniel Clark. As you know, I am your host, Nathaniel. And let's get right into here. We ain't got no time to waste. We gonna start off with Wednesday Night Havoc. Starting off the night, we had Nate Bailey versus Liam. And Nate Bailey went ahead and picked up a very solid W in very impressive fashion. So shout out to Nate Bailey. There is some more coming from him later on towards the end of the show, which I will get into there. Next up, coming up in there, we had Lorelai versus SJ Ray. Both of these women have been on quite a tear so far, especially SJ Ray, showing great results in the MMA match and moving forward, hoping to keep that momentum going. With Lorelai, our resident favorite alien, picking up the W. Had a hell of a match. These women always go in, and I don't mean these two women in particular, but just the women in general. When they come on stage, they gonna show up, and they are gonna show out. So definitely a hard-hitting battle there. Lorelai picked up a very impressive W for her. Not necessarily saying this could be a deterrent to SJ Ray's momentum, just a little hiccup, but ain't nothing we can recover from. So definitely congratulations to Lorelai. SJ is gonna get right back up, and we'll see if she can dust herself off and get right back on that winning streak. And let's see if Lorelai can keep that momentum going for her as well. We also have coming up next Brian Reyes versus Slick, with Brian Reyes picking up the W here. Brian Reyes has been definitely trying to get his name out there and definitely show that he is just so much more than just another guy on the roster. He is looking to be main event material. And so I definitely can see a push coming in Brian Reyes' future. We will definitely see how that works out for him. Very hard-hitting battle with Slick. A lot of moves exchanged, a lot of high flies. It was a very wonderful match to definitely go watch that back if you haven't seen it. But Brian Reyes coming in there, picking up that W, having a fantastic showing out there. So I can't wait to see what's going to happen for Brian Reyes. He has a good look about him, good attitude, very smash mouth in your face. I'm all for it. So I definitely can't wait to see how the GMs are going to use him and see his trajectory in the future. Coming up, fourth match on the card, we had Ash Himiko Hernandez versus Chloe Miyu. And Ash was able to pick up that W. Now, last time we talked about Chloe Miyu, I had my wonderful guest, Faded Skull, CEO of Ultra Wrestling. If you did not see that, check that out. That is a bit longer one, but when I tell you it is a treat, and you will not be in for a boring time. Let me tell you something. If you ain't catch it, go back and catch it. Great pod, great guest. Hope to have him back on there at a later date, later time. But as we talked about Chloe last week, we definitely talked more about how it kind of seems like a train wreck going on in Faded's words, of course. But definitely Chloe coming in, already having a reputation about her for being such a strong champion, to then kind of coming into this new federation and not quite finding her footing just yet. Has been a bit of a losing streak for her. So hopefully she'll be able to turn that around. I'm not entirely sure, because she was looking promising in here, and it just seemed like a couple rookie mistakes happened. And, whether it's just some new jitters, whether it's the confidence is shaken, I can't tell you. I don't know. But hopefully Chloe Miyu can find her way back to that top of the mountain. I think at this point it is going to be a hell of a climb, and I'm not talking Miley Cyrus. But hopefully she's able to elevate herself once again, and we can see if she can be the Chloe Miyu of the past. But it looks like right now in the present, it is not a gift for her, if you catch my pun. So another tough night, another tough L for Chloe. Hopefully she's able to turn that around, dust herself off, and get right back on track. So we shall see how that goes for her. And then moving into the main event of Havoc, we had Daisuke Osore versus Jay Baker and Bucky to see who would become the inaugural Havoc Hardcore Champion. And ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't know, here on this show, we are a huge supporter of Daisuke Day. And Daisuke Day has came, and it looks like it is here to stay. Daisuke Osore was able to go ahead and pick up that W, defeating Jay Baker and Bucky. It definitely a hell of a hard-hitting match. We saw weapons. It was an Extreme Rules. We saw weapons, chairs, ladders, tables. It was complete utter chaos and anarchy, and I was here for all of it. I'm so happy for Daisuke. He was able to go ahead and make it to that top of the mountain, at least here for right now. Brand champ. So I can't wait to see how long he's going to be brand champ and if he has what it takes to defend that title. So congratulations to Daisuke becoming champion. And this was not a bad showing from Jay Baker or Bucky either. Both men definitely looked like they were going to win a couple times. I'm not going to lie. My money was on either Daisuke or Jay Baker. No disrespect to Bucky, but I just think Bucky just has a little bit more work to put in. I don't think he's necessarily ready for the title right now. But that's not to say that he can't be ready for it in the future. So definitely shout out to Daisuke. Definitely, you already know, your inaugural champion. So happy to see him rise. I can't wait to see him in his first defense. I can't wait to see who it's going to be against. And speaking of a defense and in other news, as I talked about, wrapping back to the beginning of the show, the winner of the first match, Nate Bailey, of course, found himself after the show backstage attacking Daisuke Osore, as we saw through CCTV footage, putting Daisuke through a car window. Good God almighty, I have been there. It is not fun, let me tell you. You're talking about a hell of a headache. So I don't know what's going to come of that. We have no clue how the champ will respond. I have been told he is in good condition now. They was able to patch him up, and he was able to go on ahead and get better. But maybe this week coming up, we're going to see how Daisuke wants to respond to Nate Bailey. Will this lead to a championship match? Possibly. You know, I think the ball is definitely in Daisuke's corner to see what he wants to do. Because granted, yeah, that's one hell of a way to shoot your shot at the champ. But also, that's quite disrespectful. You ain't got to put your hands on that man like that. Like, you could have just asked. There were so many other ways you could have went about this. But it is wrestling. We kind of solve all of our problems with violence. So it's neither here nor there. You got to do what you got to do. So, you know, I hope Nate Bailey, I hope he ain't just write a check that his ass can't cash. Because Daisuke Osore is not somebody to trifle with, especially not when there's something on the line as precious as a championship title. So hopefully we will see how that turns out in the future. Will we possibly get Nate Bailey versus Daisuke? Maybe at Terra in Tokyo? Or maybe on another episode of Havoc? I have no clue. But you already know, when I find out, you will be the first to know. So I will definitely keep y'all updated. And that is going to wrap up our Havoc news and all of our results there. Once again, if you did not catch it, please go back and watch it. It's going to be right there on the YouTube channel, right there on all the socials as well. You can follow them, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube at ULTRAwrestling X. So be sure to make sure, if you didn't catch it, go ahead and catch it. Go ahead and subscribe if you like what you see so far. Like it up, especially this podcast too. If you like my voice, if you like what I'm talking about, if you just like this type of shit, go ahead, leave a like, drop a comment, see who you want me to cover, who you want me to talk to, and we can go ahead and work something out. You already know what time it is. I'm down and open for everything. And moving on to Saturday night, our second Mercy episode. Starting off the card, we have our inaugural Mercy Honor champion in main event, Judah Jones, going up against Harvey Reynolds. And Lord have mercy, Judah kind of got his ass whooped. I'm just going to put it plainly. He got that ass handed to him. In a very quick fashion. I believe he lost in 5 minutes. And I know a lot of the crowd was very, very shocked. The commentary team was shocked. I was shocked. Because Judah is definitely that type of guy who kind of capitalizes off the punishment. He's very much one that can take it to then dish it out later. And it just seemed like he could not get any offense in no matter how hard he tried. So Harvey Reynolds was able to pick up that W in a very dominant fashion. Once again, 5 minutes in, just on his ass like white on rice from the minute the bell rang to the minute it wasn't. So definitely Harvey Reynolds looks like a guy that can definitely go far here in this company, especially making short work of the champion in the fashion that he did. So maybe this could open some doors for him to get a title opportunity. Maybe this can just open doors for him to be taken more seriously as a competitor and especially as a up-and-coming main eventer. So I can't wait to see what happens for Harvey. Hopefully Judah is able to shake the cobwebs off. There we go. Hopefully he's able to shake the cobwebs off. Hopefully this is just a one-time showing from your boy. Once again, you already know I am a big fan of Judah Jones, the main event himself. I can't wait to have him on the show one day. I'm trying to reach out, but he is definitely avoiding me right now. I can definitely see why I wouldn't really want to talk after I got my ass beat like that too. So I'm gonna keep y'all updated. Once I get that, I'm gonna let y'all know, and it's gonna be a hell of an interview, I promise. Moving on then to the next match, we have Tiger Brown versus Lex Express, Mr. Running and Jumping, and also one half of the tag team champions with AJ Ryder. And Tiger Brown picks up the W. I know last week we were kind of talking about Lex and AJ Ryder. AJ Ryder on a hell of a momentum train right now, and I'll go further into detail about AJ a little bit later as he is in the main event. But at least with Lex Express, we have been talking, AJ is pretty much on this run. Ultra X champion, now tag team champion. Looks to be, after winning that first chamber, that they have guaranteed their slot into the Ultra World Championship match. So right now we have it as AJ Ryder versus whoever wins the next chamber match. I believe at Terra in Tokyo. Whoever wins that match, if it is not AJ Ryder, will then face AJ Ryder in that first ever matchup to become the inaugural Ultra World Champion. And with that type of momentum aside, especially with having that type of guy as your partner, it felt like Lex Express definitely had some slack to pick up. When you have it's kind of like I kind of see it as like a Hardy Boys situation. Technically, they're not brothers here, not saying that. But when you're in that kind of shadow of the bigger star, where it's the Matt and Jeff has already been world champ and has done so many things, and you have Matt who's kind of just, he has to find his footing and find his way to become popular in and of himself. Not saying that Lex Express ain't popular and that he can't do it. But I do think he just has a little bit more work to do in showing that not only is he not being carried by AJ Ryder, he's not just simply hanging off of those coattails. He himself is also a threat and is a big-time player in this industry. Now, granted, after this match, doesn't really look like such, but it's only second match in the Mercy. We still have time to turn it around. It is not too late for him. He is still one half of the tag team champions. So definitely, hopefully Lex Express can go ahead and turn that around for him in the future. But congratulations to Tiger Brown for picking up that W, putting down a champion in and of himself. So maybe that's going to put him on the map so he can try and go ahead for some titles and find that singles glory for himself. Moving on to the third match, we got a little bit of tag team action, a triple threat tag team action. We have the Ranger Renegades versus British Dominion versus the Hobo and Chemical Connection. I'm sorry. Every time I think of Hobo Joe, it makes me laugh. It really does. And I'm not laughing at him. I promise you. Okay, no. I am laughing at him a little bit. Hobo Joe's a funny dude. He's a funny dude. He comes out his box, he'll whoop your ass and go right back to the box. So, it's very cut and dry. But Ranger Renegades were able to turn all that tragedy around from last week, and they were able to pick up a win of not only one team, but of two teams, beating both British Dominion and the Hobo Chemical Connection. So hopefully we can see this momentum train keep going. The Ranger Renegades are a hell of a group. They have, when you want to talk about muscle and star power and ability, there is no group like the Ranger Renegades. So I'm very excited that they were able to take that L, but turn it into glory, and they were able to pick up that win here. So hopefully they can keep that train going. I would love to see them become the tag team champions. I think they would be perfect up there in that spot, in that slot, however you want to call it. I definitely think they have more than earned their way in just name alone, but now they got to back it up with ability. And after this match, ability looks promising. So I'm very excited to see the future of the Ranger Renegades. Now, once again, we know this will not be the end of British Dominion or the Hobo Chemical Connection. We have not seen the last of them at all. So I want to see how they are gonna take that L and see how they're gonna turn it. British Dominion kind of been on a losing streak. They've been losing every match they've been in. Once again, still not being able to turn it around. I don't know what's really going on with that team. I don't know if their attire wasn't right again. I don't know if the teamwork ain't clicking. I don't know what's going on. But once again, like I said earlier, it's only the second episode in. We got time to, change it up. We got time to improve. We have time to get it together and come correct. So hopefully, next tag team match that I see British Dominion in, hopefully they can come correct and pick up a W. I'm looking forward to it. I want y'all to win. I really do. But you got to show me that you want to win, because right now it seems like you don't want to win. That's just me. That's just from a fan's perspective. It's just from a fan's perspective. Don't come at me, please. All right? I'm just one man with an opinion that you don't really have to listen to or take into account. But it'd be appreciated if you did. But Ranger Renegades picking up the W. Great for them. Hopefully they can ride that wave and it will carry them to a championship opportunity. And I'd love to see that between AJ Ryder and Lex Express versus the Ranger Renegades. Love to see it. So hopefully we will see that in the future. Moving on to another 1v1, we have Alex Storm versus Vincent Wolf. Alex Storm was able to pick up the W over Vincent Wolf in a very entertaining match. I don't know too much about these guys, I'm not gonna lie, but after watching this match, I want to know more. So I will definitely be keeping an eye out on both of them. Both of them were very impressive. Both of them had some great moves thrown out. Very innovative wrestling that we saw in that match. If you ain't see it, once again, hop back on the YouTube, Ultra Wrestling X. Catch that replay. You will not be disappointed, I promise you. Moving on forward, we got Jake Brex versus Ghoul and Ranger Redneck. Y'all already know how I feel about Ghoul. Y'all already know. Ghoul is okay. Definitely a legend in the industry. I think he's been around for too damn long. I kind of feel about him the way I do about all these old ass wrestlers that still want to keep going and relive their glory days. Jake Brex was able to pick up that W, so it seems like Ghoul's glory days are long behind him. I think he just need to hang it up and call it a day. But that is neither for me to decide nor the GMs. That is up to Ghoul. And if Ghoul feels like, he has what it takes to still compete at a high level, which after the matches he's put on, he can somewhat still go. Somewhat. And I do mean that lightly. Somewhat. So I'm hoping to see a change from Ghoul. I'm hoping to see some new tricks brought out. And I don't mean all the, the supernatural trickery and, the lights going out and fire popping up and, demons and dragons and all. I don't mean all that. But, show me some. You a legend. You're a legend here in this E-Fed business. Show me something new. Show me something innovative. You letting all these young bucks kind of rag you around. It ain't really cool. But it's neither here nor there. Hopefully, Ghoul's able to turn that around. And we may be able to see him be the terror on top like he's used to being. And that's going to be a hell of a day if he does ever get back to the top of that mountain. And I, for one, I'm intrigued to see if that will happen. Ranger Redneck in this match also did lose, unfortunately. I love Ranger. I think Ranger Redneck is a hell of a wrestler. If you haven't seen his movies, great actor as well, man. Ranger Redneck and just the legend of redneckedness, I tell you what, is a classic. It really is a classic. If you haven't seen it, go see it. You can get it on all your streaming platforms. But Ranger Redneck, granted, this ain't Hollywood. These ain't the movies, and these are not supervillains that you be fighting. We in here to wrestle, or wrestle, as some people like to say. We are in here to wrestle. We in here to fight. We in here for championships, all right? You done got the Oscars. You done got the keys to the city. You done got all the good stuff, but you ain't getting no titles. And this is what wrestling is all about. We all about getting them titles and establishing ourselves. So I hope Ranger is able to turn that around. The team has been able to turn that around. So hopefully as an individual, Ranger is able to do that himself and get himself back on top where he needs to be. Jake Brex, once again, Jake Brex is Jake Brex. This man is a legend. In more ways than one. Legend in the wrestling space. Legend in the MMA space. This guy is pound for pound. When I think of a champion, I think of Jake Brex. I think this man is, once again, somebody not to be trifled with, and he definitely showed that here tonight. So this could be a possibility of a future push for him, whether that be for a title, a world title, Ultra X title, since he's on Mercy, Judah's title, for the Honor Championship. I don't know. That'd be a hell of a match, though. Judah versus Jake Brex. Oh, shit. Man, you know what? Let me stop. I'm not finna give y'all free ideas. If you do use the idea, I want 20%. Cough, cough. But anyway, you heard it here first. If that does happen, Nathaniel Clark did it. I came up with the idea, and I will be credited with 20%. But anyway, moving on there. Congratulations to Jake Brex with the W. Moving on to the main event. We had AJ Ryder, Ultra X champion, one half of the tag team champions, versus Damian Garcia. In what I believed was a championship implication match. I believe it was Damian Garcia versus AJ Ryder. If Damian was able to beat him, we already know Terra in Tokyo. It has been confirmed we will be getting Damian Garcia versus Judah Jones. But I believe one of the implications was if Damian was not able to beat AJ Ryder, then he does get the dream match, but he does not get a shot at the title. And unfortunately, AJ Ryder did pick up a W. Unfortunately for Damian, definitely not unfortunate for AJ Ryder. AJ Ryder has just been on a train of kicking ass, and I can't explain it. I have never seen somebody walk into wrestling, in the wrestling business, because I believe he's new. I've never seen AJ before until Ultra, and this man, once again, like I said last week, me and Faded was talking about it. We was sitting here clowning him. We was calling him Ken. He came straight out the Barbie movie. This old pretty boy motherfucker. We was ragdolling him. We really was. We was having the time of our lives. We was pointing and laughing. Everybody was pointing and laughing. My man said, you can point and laugh all you want. We gonna see who gonna point and laugh when I whoop that ass. And that's all AJ has been doing. AJ ass whooping Ryder. I tell you, this man's picking up titles, picking up wins like a fat kid at a candy store. Like, oh my God. Lord, I can't explain it. I just can't. I can't wrap my head around the sheer dominance that AJ has shown time and time again. Mercy after mercy, pay-per-view after pay-per-view. it's just we're winning, and that's all we doing. All he do is win, 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 no matter what. And I don't even know DJ Khaled. I can't. I'm at a loss for words. AJ is just on a different level right now, as far as just momentum goes, ability. He's on another planet, and I, for one, have just become more and more of a fan the more I see of him. And I'm very excited to see the future. It is looking very likely, if we can continue this stream of momentum, it's very likely we're looking at triple champ, oh my God, triple champ AJ Ryder. And I mean Ultra X, one half of the tag team champions. And then you also have him as possibly your Ultra World Champion. 3 titles. It's looking every time we see him like more and more of a possibility. So yeah, whoever does win that chamber at Terra in Tokyo, you got your work cut out for you, because I think, to my knowledge, AJ Ryder is undefeated at this point. So this is going to be a big match, because not only is it for the title, but now you fighting an already champion who's currently on an undefeated streak and looks like has no plans of stopping that. So congratulations to AJ Ryder. I'm so excited to see how it turns out for him as he defends his title at Terra in Tokyo, in the Chamber of Choice. Very excited to see how that goes for him. Will he win again? I don't know. But if I was a betting man, I'd kind of put some money on AJ Ryder. But we still don't know who's going to be in that chamber. We don't know. So my bets are on him. But they might change once I know the full scope of who's in that match. But congratulations to AJ Ryder. Unfortunately, Damian could not pick up that win. So it does look like, I'm not sure yet. I'm going to get some word when I talk to some of the GMs just to see how we're looking. But we do know we're going to get that dream match with Damian and Judah. That's going to be a hell of a match. We're going to open up Terra in Tokyo. I mean, if you haven't got your tickets already, I think that's a clear as day reason to get your tickets. It's a dream match right there, starting off with a bang. So I'm very excited just to see that match. Once again, second episode in. Damian was able to pick up that first win in the first episode in the premiere of Mercy. So, we kind of got rocked off track here, but I mean, he had a hell of an opponent in AJ Ryder. So, it's nothing to be ashamed of. It's nothing to be ashamed of. Looking at the trajectory of AJ, honestly, it's kind of weird to say this, but Damian was kind of looking like the underdog here, and I'm not sure we can say that often about Damian Garcia. But once again, second match in, that is A-OK. He still has time to turn it around, and I already know he's going to come correct when he comes to Tokyo. So I'm very excited, once again, just to see how that turns out for him, and if he's able to turn this around and get right back on track. Just a little setback, but that's A-OK. And that is going to cover both our Havoc and our Mercy shows. Nothing there happening on Mercy, so no backstage attacks or nothing like that, just our results. Good, clean fun. So you already know. If you haven't checked it out, be sure, if you haven't caught them live, you can catch the replays. Once again, follow all the socials. Instagram, X, formerly known as Twitter, YouTube channels, ULTRAwrestling X, and you can catch Havoc on Wednesdays at 9 p.m. BST, 4 p.m. EST, and Mercy on Saturdays at 11 p.m. BST, 6 p.m. EST. Make sure you don't miss it. Go ahead and like and subscribe if you like what you're seeing. Drop a comment about who's your favorite person that you're rooting for, who you hope to see, and hell, shoot your shot. Who do you want to see at Ultra Wrestling? Put it down in the comments. Put it down in the comments here below. Who you want me to talk to, who you want me to interview, who you want to see pop up in Ultra. Let me know. Drop a like, drop a subscribe if you like what I'm talking about with these results. But we press forward into our pay-per-views and other miscellaneous topics. Once again, we covered Terror in Tokyo. We do have one match already confirmed, and that will be Judah Jones versus Damian Garcia. Will it be for the Honor Championship? I personally have no clue, but when I do know, I will let you know. But definitely tune in. Terror in Tokyo will be happening September 30th, so make sure if you didn't know, now you know. Clear out your schedule. If you got plans, cancel them because you're busy. You got a date? Bring them on. We gonna watch some wrestling because I tell you, this is gonna be a hell of an event. We got Terror in Tokyo September 30th. We got From Hell and Back, which is coming up in October, and I do officially have a date for that. Judah did text me that and then just left me on red afterwards, but he did let me know that Friday the 13th is when From Hell and Back will officially be happening, which is just so fitting for spooky season. So Friday the 13th, if you're not busy, you are now. Make sure you tune in for From Hell and Back. I'm talking a whole bunch of crazy shit we got going on. You gonna see a whole bunch of people you ain't never thought you'd see in a wrestling ring before. Freddy Krueger, Jason Voorhees, Leatherface, Dracula. I don't even know at this point who gonna be there, but those are just some of the names that I had heard thrown out. So definitely tune in, see your favorite superstars, see your favorite horror characters and villains. Join us for a hell of a time. And that's going to be it for me. This has been another episode 2 of the weekly recap and results on Oh Shit That Happened, live with Nathaniel Clark. You already know, I am your boy, Nathaniel. And thank you for tuning in once again. Make sure you like, drop a subscribe if you want to stay up to date on all of the wonderful videos that I drop, the interviews that I drop with wrestlers. Let me know once again who you want to see me interview, who you want to see me talk to. I do have some more interviews in the works, and I will be revealing those soon. So definitely stay tuned for that. I'm going to make sure y'all know. Y'all can always catch me on the socials and on YouTube. I'm on Instagram. I'm live with Nathaniel Clark at eFed News. Same thing with my YouTube, live with Nathaniel Clark at eFed News. Your one-stop shop. This is the one greatest car talk show ever. And that's pretty much going to be it. Thank you guys for joining me once again. If you had fun, drop a like. Let me know what you thought of the episode. Let me know what you want to see from me in the future. And I will see if we can do that. But until then, this is another episode of Oh Shit That Happened, live with Nathaniel Clark. I am Nathaniel Clark. Thank you for joining me. And I will see you guys next week. Peace out, y'all.